So I'm going to try to make this the fastest video ever creating digital resources. First of all, I'm not going to try to convince you to do a new style of teaching. I'm just going to show you the tools and hopefully you'll use them and you're going to change just because you've used the tools and you'll see a new way. So let's get ready. First, I want to say a few things. When in the virtual classroom, you need expectations and norms. You need to organize your content, probably in a learning management system, and you need to prepare for how students are going to turn in work. Think that through ahead of time so you can have the tutorials to help them through that process. Always keep a routine. Don't introduce too many programs for teachers or students. It's just going to lead to confusion. But guess what? That's what I'm about to do is introduce you to a ton of tools. Chunk lessons and videos into small pieces, much smaller than in the traditional classroom. Otherwise, kids get overwhelmed and they give up. Okay, I just want to throw this out there. Google add-ons are a super awesome way to increase your productivity and to just get more done in the Google apps. Hey, this slideshow, by the way, is linked there in the description. So you can get to this and click on the link and get some help. Okay, here we go. Lecturing, presenting instructions, that kind of thing. Be clear about the objective of the lesson. Make sure kids know what it is you're trying to tell them. Keep the lesson as brief as possible. Content should be well organized. Create facts for all those extra details. So don't try to capture every single student question in your instructions. It's going to overwhelm kids. They're going to think it's super complicated. Just keep it simple, and then kids are going to have questions. Create that list of commonly asked questions. Okay, here we go. YouTube is super awesome for getting your own videos out there and for creating playlists for units. Screencastify, you can record your screen and then send that out as a video in Google Drive or on YouTube. Edpuzzle, you can create a video or use videos that are already produced, and you can embed quiz questions and like little note-taking types of things for students. So you can say, hey, write this down in your notes. It's pretty cool. Powtoon, you could create like little cartoons or whiteboard things. Teachers could use this, students could use it. And hey, by the way, I didn't mention, you see the smiley faces at the top? That tells you the difficulty level of being someone who doesn't know about the tool and you are just learning about it. Probably should have mentioned that in the beginning. So, for example, Powtoon, that's kind of like 4 stars because that's a little bit hard to get up and running if you've never used it before. Okay, there's a little bit of a learning curve there. Okay, Pear Deck. This is a Google Slides add-on that allows you to put quiz questions and interactivity into a slideshow, and then you launch it through the Pear Deck website, and kids can follow along. So you can actually control their screen and click them through the slideshow, and then everyone does the quiz question at once. You can show the results. It's pretty cool. Google Drawing, you could use this to create like interactive types of drawings. You can have like links on there. You could have like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So this is a way to present content, like number 1, watch the video. Number 2, read the instructions, Okay. HyperDocs, it's kind of like the Google Drawing, only maybe there aren't images, although there could be. There could be all kinds of stuff. It's just when you use a document and you organize links just like pretty much anything else. This is a very easy skill to learn. So if you're just starting out, probably going to recommend that for you. Deck Toys is a online gaming platform. It is free. You create a maze over a image and kids have to like go through this maze. They have to unlock locks and they get keys, and there's questions, and you can insert videos and slideshows. It does a ton of stuff. The learning curve is pretty big. So this is super fun. Kids of all ages like it, even high school, but pretty hard to get this up and running. Okay, let's talk about student practice. So when it's time for kids to start practicing what they've learned, please be clear again about what it is they're practicing. Keep the lesson brief. Again, content should be well organized, and create facts for all those extra details. Looks like I've just duplicated that first slide, doesn't it? Oh well. Okay, Google Drawings drag and drop. So you can do a drawing, and then on the sides, it's not your workspace, but on the sides of the Google Drawing, you have these different things that kids can drag into the image. So they could label stuff, and then you could have them take a screenshot to turn that in. Virtual labs and field trips. Okay, there is something for everyone here. You've got to check this out. So Desmos, that's for like math, and FET Labs is math and science. And you can see here we've got some other things too. Google Literature Trips, pretty cool. I don't know if teachers know about that, but there's tons of them developed based on popular books. And it actually just takes them across the globe at where the characters have been, or where the story is set. You can actually just do a Google Docs worksheet. And this should actually be labeled at a 1. Wow, this video is just full of errors. You just insert one by one tables to give students somewhere to write their answers. And so that's super easy. That's going to be very old school, taking something old school and putting it into the new virtual world. Of course, you can use all kinds of games. Kahoot, Quizzes, Quizlet, Gimkit, Deck Toy. If you haven't used these, you should be. They're all different. They're all, a different layout. They can all be done virtually, where the teacher launches it from their online meeting, gives the kids a code, and they all on their devices join the game. And then you would share your screen to project the leaderboard. One here that you probably have not heard of is called Gimkit. That's where kids actually earn money. It's pretend money, of course. They always ask, is this real money? No, it's not. That was a little bit confusing for me to set up. That took me a little bit of time to learn that particular one. Not because it's difficult. It was just something so new and different from what's out there. So anyway, check those out. Discussions. Here's some ideas for some question stems and, like some discussion norms. But anytime you can get kids talking, you should. And the only reason this even has a 1 smiley face is just because you have to come up with the topic. You're going to have to set some norms. Otherwise, this is like super easy. Digital breakout. This is going to be very, very time consuming, especially if you're new to the Google apps. This is when you have like this puzzling mystery that kids have to solve. And they typically work in teams to do this. So you would need some kind of digital breakout rooms, and they have to, get the final password in order to win the game. So lots of ways to organize this, and lots of fun. Okay, I don't know if you've heard of this guy, but he is super awesome. He makes webinars about using the Google apps for all sorts of like creative, really super cool ideas. So he's got like hundreds of webinars over using all the Google apps. It's absolutely amazing. You need to check him out. The only reason it's a 2 is because you do have to like go and learn a new skill and then come up with the lesson idea. Okay, assessments, keep them short. Focus on the goal of the assessment and give extra attempts if possible. Of course, in the virtual world, that is possible. Okay, your standard quiz just through your LMS, that's probably going to be the way to go. The problem is that's super time consuming to get all those questions set up. But it's actually better in the end because it's going to be automatically graded, automatically in the grade book, and reusable in the future. Online testing. There's places like Quizalize and Socrative that you could go and have kids just take a quick little quiz over something they've done. Podcasts. So you could have kids, talk about what they've learned, or pretend to be a newscaster about some event they've learned about, or some scientific discovery. Videos. Kids can create a script, or they could describe their work. So here's some ideas for kids creating videos. A Google Slides ebook, super, super awesome. They end up publishing it, and it's an ebook. I mean, it's a book. You could do Google Slides Choose Your Own Adventure. This is when you program the slides to jump ahead to other slides based on a decision. That's a lot of fun. That would be really useful for mostly probably English, but it could also be like in history, like if someone in history had made a different decision, what would be the outcome? Where one outcome then would be what did happen, and then another outcome, that's the creative part, what could have happened. Book, article, learning snaps. This is when kids take a picture of a reading, an article, a book, whatever, and then they add in, how they feel about it. They add in emojis and bitmojis and text and all that. Mind mapping. There's lots of free tools for doing this. This helps kids to just kind of organize what they learned. You can give them a whole group of words and phrases, and they have to go in and organize that. And finally, thank you to Slides Carnival for providing this slideshow. It's super awesome. The nice little background, all the images. Thanks to them. Hey, good luck.